My name is Carol Waithera Mühlenbrock. I'm a Kenyan and have been living in Germany for the last 20 years. I am a mother. I have two children. My daughter is 16 and my son is 14. And in Germany, I own a restaurant which I've been running for the last 10 years. It's a restaurant and hotel. And I'm an entrepreneur because I also have another company where I produce my own spices and chutneys and sauces. And what I also do on the side, as if I didn't have enough to do, I do cooking classes and events, which are really, really appreciated. And everything about me and what I do is African. When I went to Germany, I had studied law in Kenya. And then I went to Germany and I did not have anything to do because I had not learned the language. So I was hoping to continue with my studies. But then during the time when I was waiting, I had to have a job. Like a Kenyan, I was always working, so I could not just stay in the house, even though my husband was providing. I said I need to have a job. So I started cleaning dishes in a restaurant. I did that for some time because I couldn't speak the language. I proceeded very fast because after some time I asked my boss, can I start just watching what you're doing in the kitchen just to learn? And I told him, you don't have to pay me. For me, it was only important to get the skills. And then after some time, he just started paying me because I was working. And that is where the motivation to learn, to do the apprenticeship as a chef came. So I have always cooked. Even at home, when we had big events, everybody just said, Carol is cooking. So cooking has always been my passion, but I had never thought of it as a career. When I heard about it, when Dehoga Bayern called me, and they told me they're doing this project and they would like me to be the ambassador of the program, everything inside me got excited. I was like, oh, thanks God. Thanks God for this program. And that is because me being a person who comes from Kenya and knowing how our youth are looking for jobs around here, and also being a person who is an employer in Germany, knowing how we always look for people to work and we don't find them. So these are two things that really, that are so important to me. And I couldn't think of any other answer than yes. And since that time, we've been, collaborating with GIZ and Dehoga Bayern to make sure that this process is running very, very smoothly. During the selection process, I was so emotionally invested. I didn't think that would affect me so much. And it was affecting me so much because I wanted these young people to get a chance. So my heart was beating for them. And then I also wanted this industry, the hotels and also the restaurants, to get the best people possible because I know how jobs are in Germany. So I had to make sure that both sides were balanced. So my heart was beating really for both. And I was sitting there wanting this person to represent themselves in a way that, shows what they can do, but also wanting the hotel to get the best person possible. So I sat there and I was just doing crosses and just hoping everything works out. I just saw how motivated our youth is. It was just amazing, and we had really a big problem selecting the students because they are all so good and they are all so motivated. And I was like, I hope this program gets many, many, many other hotels in Germany that are able to take these people in because they are so good, all of them. And that is, seeing how motivated they are. And I remember myself, I know how I am. And I talked to many of them, telling them, what they are supposed to. I know what the Germans need because I've been with them for 20 years. So I was trying to be a guide to them, to motivate them, to show them what is important, to tell them a bit of what these people are looking for, what the hotels are looking for. So that was my part. I think what these people are expecting or what they'll be confronted with is a lot of learning. And because they are new to this country, there will be a lot of cultural differences. So that could be a challenge. It was my challenge in the beginning. And I am intending to guide them through this process. So I told them I can give them my number, they can call me. Because some of these things, you hear a lot, and what I was telling these people, these things are there. If you talk about racism, they're there. But what do you want to focus on? So I've been there for 20 years. So that means it's possible to be there and be successful. So I'm telling them to focus on what they went there to do. And I'm sure, because I've talked to these industry people, I've talked to the hotel people, because I wanted to also know that they are going to good places. I wouldn't want to be responsible, and I feel the responsibility that these people will be taken care of. And I will try to work with the hotels so that I can be getting feedback about how they are doing, what they are doing, and also be some kind of a guide for them in Germany. Let me tell you, there are two places where I just light up when I am in. One is the market, and the other is the kitchen. So going to the market and seeing all this fresh produce, you see, just visiting, the thing I love about markets is just talking to the people, knowing where the products come from, looking at how fresh they are. And I was accompanied by one of the Dehoga people, Frank, and just explaining some of these things to him. There are some vegetables that we have here that are not available in Germany. It's just fulfilling. That is the place I most feel at home when I'm looking at all the sukuma wikis and all the potatoes, the big red peppers. It's paradise for me. So because of this project that we have, Germany and Kenya, we were doing a fusion meal. That means a meal that can combine, that is German and Kenyan. So the Kenyan dish is mukimo, which is with maize, and the dish I know from my mother. The dish I sat as a small child waiting for my mother to finish for us to eat, mokimo. And then there's another German dish called Kohlroulade. So it's mincemeat that is covered in cabbage leaves. And that is what the teacher from Edding and also one of the hotels that was guiding, they were guiding the two students, Derek and Wallace, who have been successfully selected to join the program in Germany. I did not have a feeling that these people are not trained. You know, there's a few things you show them, but they were learning very fast. And also working with Hans Oskar and Christian, the teachers, I saw how motivated they are, and they're asking questions. That's what I like seeing. I like seeing somebody who wants to learn more. And learning means asking. And that is what they were doing the whole time. And so I'm really proud of them. What I always tell somebody who wants to be a chef is to fall in love with the ingredients. When you fall in love with the ingredients you're using, it doesn't matter which kitchen you're using, because everything else can be learned. But I want to see somebody who lights up when they see the ingredients. So in Germany, of course, they'll have more gadgets, you know. Here in Kenya, which is also a good thing, we are using a lot of our hands to chop, to do this. So in Germany, because of the limited time and the problem of labor, they are using a lot of machines to help speed up the process. So those are the things they'll have to learn in the beginning, using those machines. But what I also like is that they already know how to, they'll work in KINAP, the place where they'll be studying for these 6 months. They'll be learning to use their hands with a knife, and then they go and transition to the gadgets. I think the best thing, because I know the German market, is to concentrate on really working clean. So that means, the dishes and everything, those ones they learn. But the systematic kind of working that, when they are working somewhere, they clean the place, they, working in a very systematic way. That is what I would want, because 6 months is not a long time, and they're also learning the language, that they learn the systems from the beginning to the end, that I don't work and leave everything here, so I have to clean my place, I have to do everything. I want to tell them that they are getting very motivated people, and all they need to do is to guide them. We Kenyans are, we are very motivated people, and we love learning, and we love working. So I don't see any problem that they'll have when they work together.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.